Hello everyone, and welcome to today's history lesson on Philip II, which, of course, I'm talking about Philip II of Spain, since for some reason which I don't understand, there's like 20 different King Philip II's, which, yeah, I don't... Anyway, on with today's lesson before we start bowing on and ruin Philip II's name. No one would want that. We might hurt his feelings. The year 1527 saw a strong Europe. Countries like Spain were exploring the new world of the Americas, while also destroying their native populations with their own diseases, building up navies to battle other nations and ultimately gain their own military strength, and also gaining colonies to build up their own wealth, therefore building their own power, via mercantilism. It was in the same year that King Philip II was born to the Holy Roman Emperor Charles V and Isabella of Portugal. Okay, so if there was like anyone that thought this part was actually going to cover Philip II's coronation when he became a king, sorry, but you're wrong. You'll get past it one day. Philip II became King of Spain in the year 1556 at the age of 29. Now, of course, much of the Spanish Empire, which had already existed, actually had not been gained by Philip II himself. When he became a king, the land of the Spanish Empire was given to him by an explorer who was simply named Ferdinand. Philip II had many goals he wanted to achieve during his life as a king. Some were successful, and some were not. Others benefited his people, and others just made them incredibly angry with him. As a devout Catholic, one of Philip II's goals was to spread Catholicism across the known world. To Philip II, this must have seemed like quite a simple goal. However, he had one major problem: the Northern Protestants, who had formed during the Renaissance, branching off from Catholicism, and even going against a lot of Catholic ideas in favor for ideas of their own, such as that faith will lead a person to salvation instead of having to do a bunch of good deeds consistently. For a time, Philip II was actually making progress in spreading Catholicism. Once again, until he reached the north, where, after some time of pushing his Catholic ideas and trying to make it a part, at least, of local life for all citizens under his rule, Dutch Protestants began to rebel against him, and yeah, that pretty much ground his goal to spread Catholicism right in its tracks. However, Philip II was not about to let one little slip-up ruin his place of power. Another one of his major goals was to invade England, which would gain him more wealth, more subjects, and more power. And also, with the growing wealth and power that England had at that point, Philip II would be able to take all of that. So, he began to make plans on how exactly he could invade England and challenge the Royal Navy. And there was one thing that King Philip II did besides attempting conquest whenever he got the chance. He helped a certain family known as the Habsburgs build their power throughout Europe. But there's not much to be mentioned about that. When Philip II began planning his invasion of Britain, the Spanish Navy had already acquired superior strength and an amazing reputation. In just about every battle they fought, they defeated all their enemies, and their wars always came out victorious at sea. Now, as for what happened here, well, on the 25th of May, 1588, a Spanish armada of 130 ships set out for an attempted invasion of England to overthrow their monarch and place in a monarch who would favor the Catholic religion instead of the Protestant religion, which was seen as heresy at that time. The Spanish ships, however, suffered from one major flaw. They were slow and easily outmaneuvered by English ships. Therefore, Spanish ships were still forced into retreat, even with their great firepower and large numbers, because they were being outturned and outgunned like every second by the easily maneuverable and very quick British ships. Therefore, the attempted invasion of England became yet another failure of Philip II in his rule. As far as Philip II's personal life, there's not really much special to say. He pretty much spent it like any other king of his time, enjoying wealth, fame, and good food. However, there is one notable activity that he did quite commonly attend, and this is called the Autos da Fe. More specifically, this is a certain type of public ritual which was followed by an execution, assumingly for anyone who had performed a bad enough crime to have to be executed. Philip II died in 1598 at the age of 71, which was an excellent age to live through at that time, when disease was common and medicine was little. During his time as a king, Philip II faced many challenges. Yet through it all, he managed to pull through and become known as the most powerful monarch in Spanish history, even being called the Prudent King.